Please rise and join me in welcoming Mrs. Sudha Murty, founder, Infosys Foundation, amongst us. Ma'am, may we request you to It is with great pleasure, on behalf of Mrs. Archana Pandey, President, Army Wives Welfare Association, AWWA, I extend a heartfelt welcome to the iconic and incredible educator, author, philanthropist amongst our midst. Mrs. Sudha Murty was born on August 19, 1950, in Shingaon, North Karnataka. She grew up in a close-knit family with her parents and 3 siblings. In 1972, Mrs. Murty completed her electronics and electrical engineering from BVB College of Engineering and Technology, Hubli. And in 1974, she completed her master's in computer science from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. She was the first woman engineer to be hired by Telco, now Tata Motors, and worked there for 8 long years. Mrs. Murty's story of contributing towards the birth of Infosys in 1981 is well known. Her unwavering support, dedication, sharp acumen, decisive leadership qualities played an important role in establishing Infosys Foundation. During her 25 years long tenure as the founder and chairperson of the foundation, she has supported multiple projects across India in the fields of healthcare, education, art and culture, women empowerment, and public hygiene. Her foremost contribution towards women empowerment has been rehabilitation of Devdasi community. The initiative helped more than 3,000 Devdasis with a substitute livelihood and economic independence. She has also supported relief efforts during 16 natural disasters, established libraries in more than 70,000 schools of Karnataka, built 15,000 toilets and 5 dormitories. Coming from a family with a versatile educational background, Mrs. Sudha Murty developed a reading habit at an early age. She is a prolific writer and has penned several best-selling books across genres, from children's books to short stories, novels, technical books, and travelogues. She mainly writes in English and Kannada, but her books have been translated into all major Indian languages and have sold more than 60 lakh copies around the country. Several of her books have also been translated into Italian and Arabic. Amongst her most famous titles are Grandmother's Bag of Stories, Gently Falls the Bakula, Gopi Diaries, 3,000 Stitches, and Wise and Otherwise. With simple and accessible language, Mrs. Sudha Murty's stories inspire readers, young and old. Her writings are replete with values of compassion and kindness in keeping with her culture and heritage. Her non-fiction stories are based on her time at the Infosys Foundation, where she worked with people from all walks of life. As of date, Mrs. Sudha Murty has nearly 290 titles on a list of published books. Over the years, her efforts have been recognized with many prestigious awards, including the Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri from the Government of India in 2023 and 2006, respectively. Sahitya Academy Award for 3 titles in 2023, the R.K. Narayan Award for Literature in 2006, and the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award in 2020. She was also awarded the Rajyotsava and the Atim Abbe Award for Excellence in Kannada Literature from the Government of Karnataka in 2000 and 2012. She is also the recipient of 14 honorary doctorates from universities across India, including IIT Kanpur. On Women's Day this year, she was nominated by the President as Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, for a contribution in social work and education. And this morning, she has been sworn in as the Member of the Rajya Sabha by the Honorable President of India. A heartfelt congratulations, ma'am. We are indeed grateful to her for accepting our invitation to address our ladies under the aegis of the Army Wives Welfare Association. Before I conclude, I take this opportunity to present a short clip on the welfare activities undertaken by AWWA for its beneficiaries.
The Army Wives Welfare Association, over the last 57 years, has been empowering and supporting Army families to thrive with a self-reliant spirit. In today's dynamic landscape, the AWWA is not just an organization. It is a catalyst for change.
Today, the aspirations of our beneficiaries have evolved due to the rapid socio-economic changes. To meet their expectations, AWWA is realigning its goals and objectives and is on a path to transformation. Our projects and initiatives reflect the collective aspirations of our beneficiaries with a focus on inclusivity, empowerment, and self-reliance through use of technology. Let us take a moment to reflect on our journey and celebrate the collective efforts that have propelled AWWA into a dynamic force for the times ahead.
Empowering and uplifting the families of our courageous soldiers has been a core responsibility undertaken by AWWA through various initiatives that supports the holistic well-being of Army wives and Veer Naris. One such noteworthy initiative, Ahwan,
सदस्यों के निखरते कौशल को एक व्यापक मंच प्रदान करने हेतु 2005 में आह्वान का आरंभ हुआ। इसके अंतर्गत वीर नारियों को विविध प्रकार की हस्तकलाओं में पारंगत किया जा रहा है। आज आह्वान एक आत्मनिर्भर इकाई के रूप में अपनी साख बना वीर नारियों के बढ़ते आत्मविश्वास और आर्थिक समृद्धि का द्योतक बन चुका है।
In the heart of the AWWA, another pivotal role which shines is the management of the Virangana Seva Kendra.
AWWA के वीरांगना सेवा केंद्र सैन्य परिवार के सशक्तिकरण की दिशा में अत्यंत सक्रिय भूमिका निभाते हैं।
AWWA has unveiled a groundbreaking initiative, the allocation of a dedicated outlet for AWWA entrepreneurs at DSOI, New Delhi. The designated AWWA Entrepreneurs Outlet provides a platform to showcase diverse artistic work, connecting entrepreneurs with a broader audience. In 2023, AWWA launched Little Angels, the first creche at Arjun Vihar, Delhi. The initiative supports children and aids working army wives, extending beyond childcare. Recognizing the inherent strength and resilience of army wives, Mrs. Pandey felt a compelling need to create a dedicated platform that would bring to light the formidable journeys women undertake to pursue their dreams. In the year 2022, a significant milestone in healthcare was achieved with the inauguration of the Early Intervention Center named Prayas at R&R Hospital. This center is dedicated to providing comprehensive and timely diagnostic, rehabilitative and therapeutic services to differently abled children, ensuring that they receive the specialized care they require. Building upon the success of Prayas, the initiative has expanded its footprint with the early intervention centers.
प्रेरणा जैसी अनूठी पहल द्वारा आवा सेना के सभी प्रमुख अस्पतालों में प्रभावित कैंसर मरीजों और उनके परिचारकों को हर संभव सहायता प्रदान कर रही है.
In a proactive move towards prioritizing preventive healthcare, AWWA has undertaken a commendable initiative by establishing a geriatric park for senior citizens within the Delhi cantonment area. In the pursuit of nurturing the leaders of tomorrow, the Army Wives Welfare Association orchestrates impactful initiatives, creating platforms for the development of critical thinking and leadership skills among students. One such noteworthy endeavor is the Ethics Bowl competition, a beacon for cultivating ethical decision-making and leadership prowess. AWWA proudly oversees the Women's Youth Hostel, a sanctuary that offers accommodation in all major cities in India to the wards of our esteemed defense personnel.
देश के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में स्थापित आवा हॉस्टल्स द्वारा सैन्य परिवार के सभी बच्चों को छात्रावास की सुविधाएं प्रदान की जाती हैं.
AWWA proudly supports 32 Asha schools pan-India dedicated to educating and caring for differently abled children, embodying a compassionate commitment to inclusivity. Recently, AWWA took a significant step forward in this mission by signing a memorandum of understanding with Religare. This collaboration marks a pivotal moment in the journey towards providing quality education, support, and resources to differently abled children. With initiatives and platforms like these, AWWA has produced numerous achievers in all walks of life. God chose the strongest, the bravest, and the most courageous, and made them the military spouses. The woman who stands by his side with her smile, all emotions she does bide. Even when wounded with scars for life, she walks with poise and grace, this unparalleled army wife.
आशा, विश्वास और आस्था आवा के प्रमुख स्तंभ है. हमारा प्रयास है कि महिलाओं और बच्चों को आने वाली चुनौतियों का सामना करने के लिए पर्याप्त रूप से तैयार करें. आवा एक बड़े परिवार की तरह है जहां हम सब एक साथ मिलकर त्योहार मनाते हैं, अपने सुख दुख बांटते हैं और इसी में हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है.
Thank you, ladies. Now may I request Mrs. Sudha Murty to come on stage and share her thoughts, experiences, and anecdotes with us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Murty. It is indeed an honor and privilege to have you here amongst us. So our General Secretary just now introduced you to the audience. Let me initiate the interaction by introducing our audience to you. So today in the auditorium, we have some school children who are from Army Public Schools of the NCR. We can see them there. Raise your hand, children. Yes. So mostly from 8th standard upwards, they are there. And they're looking forward to interacting with you. Cameras? And then the rest, we have these wonderful ladies who are all members of AWWA. So you just saw the small clip, that Army Wise Welfare Association. We are a community of very strong women who are making a mark in different fields. And it is with great pride that I introduce all these beautiful women here who are not just wives of Indian Army soldiers, but they are entrepreneurs, they are artists, they are journalists, they are authors, they are scientists, teachers, professors, corporate leaders, homemakers, and so much more. And as a woman, you know that we are all going through, more so thanks to our frequent transfers because of our husband's profession, we are facing the ubiquitous problem of work-life balance, looking after children sometimes single-handedly, looking after our own health, our parents. So all this are, you know, the challenges that we as a women community face. And you are a role model who seems to have got the formula just right about how to balance everything, know exactly when to step forward and go ahead with your passions and when to hold back and let the family do well. So I now hand over the mic to you, Mrs. Murty, to share your experiences and enrich us.
Good afternoon to everyone, or good evening to everyone, depending on what you think. Can you hear me? Yeah. Actually, I want to give an incident. My father was a doctor, a government doctor. Every 3 years he used to get transfer. By the time we go establish, take a house, government houses we used to stay. We were 4 children to our parents. Like what you described is true. Aged grandparents at home, 4 children, only one person earning, that was my father. Very honest doctor. So every 3 years he'll be shifted. And what language has to be, what is the medium of instruction for children in that case? I'm talking about 60 years back, okay, like a dinosaur kind. So my father was first in Kolhapur, and my father said, we have to do what local people do. So we went to Marathi school. I picked up Marathi. Then he was, in 1956, the state was reorganized, so he was transferred to Karnataka, to a place where there was no school. So from Marathi medium, second standard or third standard, I land up in a village where there is no school. Okay, you have to walk 4 miles to go to Kannada school. Few years, I have to learn Kannada within a year up to the 3rd standard. So we learned Kannada, and some Marathi words remained with me. And 3 years we spent, then my father was transferred again. I'm sure I'm not giving you a boring lesson, but your life I'm telling you. He was transferred to Hubli. And now I come to Hubli, my father said, you should go to English medium school. I said no, because I told I'm very comfortable in Kannada, because how the medium changed, Marathi to Kannada to English. I told him it doesn't matter, I will go to Kannada medium, now I'm comfortable in that, because next time when you are transferred in some other place in Karnataka, definitely there will be Kannada, may or may not be English. So let me stick to one language. And thus I did my 10th class, or metric we used to call in those days, only in Kannada. Okay. Then I had to go to college. My father was transferred to another place. Meantime, he was transferred many places, but I learned Kannada. There the medium of instruction was English. There was no Kannada in college. So I came crying and I told my mother, I understand what they speak. I was 15 and a half years old. I was not able to write a single paragraph of English, because everything was Kannada, including physics, chemistry, Rasayana Shastra, Bhauta Shastra. And I was very good in Sanskrit and Kannada. But in college, if you go to college, the medium of instruction was English. And now that, I told my parents I want to do engineering. There is no Kannada engineering college. My mother told me, look, my child, if you want to achieve something in life, you have to put your 100%. Second thing, if you want to do anything, you have to work very hard and with determination. And that depends on you. So I said, tomorrow onwards I will buy English paper. You have to read only English. And thus I started my education in English at the age of 15 and a half. Did fairly well and got into engineering college, and the rest everyone knows. Why I gave this history to you? To tell you, my mother, my both parents encouraged us transfer to city because, or village to village, you can say. They said that has many advantages, because we used to cry when leaving a place. We have friends, so difficult. I used to tell me, lucky are those people who stay in only one place and study in the same school and live in the same house. My mother said, no, lucky are those people who get transferred, because they make new friends, okay? New friends, learn to adjust, live with the different kinds of people, and God has given you this chance. This is the way you look at it. This is the way you look at it, that you can look at it like this, no, I wish would have been in only one school, everything is fine. But they said, they encouraged us to accept every challenge in a positive way, and that I want to tell all of you. Accept every challenge in a positive way, then life is beautiful. Otherwise, life is very boring or negative. Don't do that. Make new friends. Mother Earth has many diamonds. You may lose one friend in one city, you may get another new friend in the next city. Mother Earth has many diamonds, and we always think Kohinoor is the only diamond. That's not true. There are many diamonds. So you may get new friends, you may get new neighbors, you may get better city. So life is like a travel actually. Life is nothing but a train which is moving. Some people get in, some people get out in some station. And you have to make your family, your children, and yourself in your mind, this is nice. Every time I will adjust. Okay? And I will learn. If you have this attitude, then you don't get bored. Next, your husbands, all of them are hardworking, they go on the border. Sometimes the posting without a family, there's no family posting. You have to be alone. Okay? My husband used to travel 222 days, though he was not in army. 222 days when my children were young, then he said, I'm going to reduce. So I was very happy. It came to 200 days. Then it came to 190 days. Okay? But it was always more than 150 days for 25 years. For 25 years. And I thought, first of all, I should understand, not even children. I understood a person like Narayan Murthy, who comes from a very ordinary family, not a rich family, not politically connected from family, not that who is who family. No, we're very ordinary people, a middle class people from a teacher's family. We neither had money nor we had any connection. Suppose he wants to build a company like Infosys. There is no magic wand like Cinderella. Touch this one, tomorrow it will be Infosys. It won't happen. It is like the olden days, they used to call tapas. A rishi will go, sit in a forest and do tapas. After 25 years, he will come. Okay? These are the modern tapasis. They don't go to forest, but they do everything with a good intention and away from home, and they work hard. This is a modern tapas. You can call modern vanvas, but I call tapas. Choose the word. Choose the word which makes you happy. I chose modern tapas. When he has to work that hard, then he cannot afford any time for his family. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's not possible. Then there is a choice for me. Lead a mediocre life. Husband will go at 9 and come back at 5. And most of my people at home, my grandfather was a high school teacher. My mother was a school teacher. They will go at 9, come back at 5. Or 10 to 5, to be honest. 9:30 was our lunch. 10 o'clock, my mother will be in the school, I will be in the school, grandfather will be in the school. Come back at 5. That life was entirely serene, no ups and downs, no income up and down also. A kind of a serene life, quiet life. Do I want that kind of life? Or do I want a bumpy ride? Murti is not there, money is not there, but There is a hope one day we'll build a great company. There is an ambition that we have to produce software for which our country should be proud of. There is a pride that we work for our country. It is not like 9 to 5 or 10 to 5 job. You go, many clerk life I have seen, go and come back. You will not know anything other than that. But our life and your life, my life and your life are not meant for that. Ships are safest. See, I'm a teacher, I go on talking, please tell me when I have to stop. A mother talks, a woman talks, a system analyst talks, a teacher talks. I have all four. Okay, so I might talk more. You have to stop because we have to ask some question answer. So our life is not meant for that. Ships are safest in the harbor, but they are not meant to be there. Then why do you call ship then? We can't call them ship. All here sitting, all of you, though I'm not an army man's wife, but similar kind, I will tell you, our life is not ordinary. Our life is extraordinary. It demands separation. It demands great sacrifice. It demands most adjustment in the mind and physical things. But we are the nation builders. You are nation protectors. If your husbands would not have been there on the border, we would not have lived in democratic India. If your husbands would not toil, then we would not have been peaceful in our country. Please remember, the kind of sacrifice your husband and you together do, it is for the greater cause, not 9 to 5 job. Greater cause. When you are in a greater cause and you are participating, sacrifices are must. Sacrifices are must. But end of life, you look back. Like my age, I look back. People ask me, Mrs. Murty, do you regret for anything? Your husband worked not even 70, 90 hours per week or more than that. Do you feel? I said, no. I became father, I became mother. Okay? I used to tell my husband, if you are at home, because you come rarely, when you are at home, if children ask something, don't say yes. Because you have a guilty feeling, children will ask something, you will say yes. And I would have said no. Children are not innocent, they are very smart. They know where the path of least resistance is there. So, which Amma will not give, go and ask Appa. Which Appa cannot give, go and ask Amma. Okay? So I told, when I say no, you should also say no. Or when you say yes, then I will also say yes. Children know how to divide and rule, but we should not be. So I became father, I became mother. And I never felt that way lonely because of my various hobbies, I suppose. You were telling me about my teaching, this, that. I said, what is the best way to keep yourself busy? Children, but not 24/7. You get bored after some time, they get bored. So I will teach them in the evening. But I kept something for me, which I like to do. I have my own identity I like to do. And that is my passion. So that is one of my hobby. I enjoy reading. I enjoy history. I enjoy many things. So everything I enjoy writing. Everything I kept as my alternate career, apart from being mother, wife, and daughter-in-law. I kept that as a career, that whatever I like. And I never got bored in the life of I'm married to Murty almost 50 years. Okay, I know him since 50 years, but I'm married since 46 years. So I never got bored. I said, Murty is here, fine. If he's not here, I have my own passion, I'll pursue it. I will not sit and cry, oh, he's not there, he's not there. And third thing is a secret I will tell you. If we meet your husband every day, and they also get bored, we also get bored. We should meet once in 10 days, 15 days. They are also looking forward, we also look forward. No more argument, because they also know it's a short duration. On a lighter side. It's not really true. So what I want to tell you is, don't think you are a victim. Don't think that, oh, what I am doing, look at my husband, I have to bear this. Hey, enjoy your motherhood. Actually, I enjoy it, though Every child, you have to ask others. Was your child difficult in a teenage? A friend of mine said, no. They were so obedient, I never realized their teenage. She asked me, what about you? I said, no, I realized their teenage much more than my own teenage. They won't listen to you. At least I want to tell you. They don't listen to you. They get upset with you. Hormone change, what else you can do? Okay. Though I used to tell, okay, the decision is yours, but I keep an eye on them with whom they talk. And they come back to you after teenage is over 21. Girl will come back around 21 or 22. Boys will come back maybe 25. A little bit. Boys are slower than girls in general. Girls are smarter. Men here in this, please excuse me all my comments and all. I'm always for women. So what I want to tell, teenage children do give you problem. Someone tells you, oh, I never had problem, it's a lie. Today's children will give problem because there are a lot more exposures. And we only have 1 or 2 children. If you have 7, 8 children, 4, 5 children, we don't care, they don't care. But today we cannot afford 4, 5 children. We will pay education expense. So 1 or 2 children, all of us will have. And we also pamper them a little bit too much, Better what you would like to eat. Don't ask such things, I have made roti and sabji, eat that, you should tell. So, the situation at home has changed. You have only 2 children. Husband is away. And you are worried children won't listen. There are many ways to tell children. If you become very strict, they won't tell you the truth. If you are very lenient, they take advantage. Then what is the solution? There is no magic formula. You have to tell children sometimes by cajoling, sometimes with strictness, sometimes you can't even hit them, it is not correct. Raising your eyebrows, sometimes I'm your best friend. Every tactic use it. Whatever way, sometimes emotional blackmailing. Say that I told my son, you should not do this. He said, I will do. I said, okay, you do, I will fast. Emotional blackmailing. He said, oh, why you have to fast? I said, what can I do? Because I can't tell you more than this. You won't listen to me, then best is I will fast. I won't fast, I will tell him that way. I will go to kitchen and eat and come back and pretend, so that let him feel bad. Amma is fasting, so he will listen to me. Every technique you have to use. Every technique, there is no simple golden rule. It is not given in any book. It is not on any YouTube. You can make how to make chapati, how to make parota. YouTube you can have. But how to look after children, there is no YouTube. Because every child is different. Like every child is, I call every child is a zebra. Zebra. Every zebra is unique. Because the stripes are different. Your child, even the 2 children you have, both are different. So, you have to use your HR skills on children. And women are have best HR skills. Imagine when a girl is born, she is a daughter. Father is very fond of daughter, like how mother is fond of son. So you'll become a daughter, then you'll become a sister, then you'll become a friend to somebody, then you'll become a wife. You have a mother-in-law sitting on your head. You have sister-in-law who will compete with you. Your co-sister will double compete with you. Then your husband, by the time you have middle-age crisis will come, you will have menopause. Your hormones will come down. Physically you change. Okay. Then you will become mother-in-law. Then you will sit up. Okay. You will get son-in-law. How you behave with him? How you will behave with your daughter-in-law? So we have so many HR relations, and every relation is important. You can't afford to be upset with mother-in-law. Okay, husband will get upset. Okay, you can't get upset with your daughter-in-law because son will get upset. Okay, you can't get upset with any of these relationships because they are so fragile and you have to make it strong. So you learn the technique, HR technique. What you should tell exactly to mother-in-law. How much you should tell exactly to daughter-in-law. You can open up more with your sister or with your friend. With your daughter, you can open up much more than, because daughters become mature faster than sons. So you have handled many HR relations, but you are not aware they are HR relation. And that technique you should use to bring up your children. You should not give money to them as much as possible. Don't give. Children are not experienced. You should not pamper them too much because life is hard. You may pamper, then they go to the real big bad world and then you feel. Don't, if they ask cycle, don't them get a motorcycle. If your daughter wants a dress, don't buy her bikini. Okay? Don't overdo. If they ask 10, always give 7 to 8. Less than that. So that they should have a hope and happiness to look forward in life. I'm sure many members who are as old as I am are sitting here. They will understand when you have less, at least my generation, will hope for the occasions, for festivals. My mother used to make sweets 4 times in a year. That's all. My mother was a school teacher, very strict. 4 times in a year. I said, why? I want every day. She said, you may want every day, but I will make 4 times. Kannada festival, Yugadi, Deepavali, Vijayadashmi, Ganesha. Not even a birthday. Birthday was on ice cream. I asked later my part of my life, why did you do? She said, I wanted, you should look forward for sweets. You should look forward for sweet. You should look forward your new dress. Buy it only 3 times or 4 times in a year. To look forward, this artificial scarcity you have to create. This is what I wanted to tell. Be proud about your husband. They are protecting the nation. And all that honor is divided by 2, half to him and half to you. Be proud that you are wife of a soldier, the highest honor anybody can get in this country. I get 14,000 invitations in a year. And I tell my secretary, Mamta, 13,990 you reject. Because I cannot work. If I go every day one function, I require that many saris first, and I don't have. Second thing, what will I talk? अंदर क्या है बोलने के लिए? इतना भंडार नहीं होता है ना. एक्सपीरियंस इतना नहीं होता है कि 14,000 न्यू एक्सपीरियंस. हम तो विकिपीडिया नहीं है, गूगल सर्च नहीं है, ऑर्डिनरी आम आदमी है. Second thing, I have given instruction. If it is from Army, Navy, Air Force, never say no. Never say no. Because I have a duty towards them. I have a duty towards them. But immediately I cannot even accept. I said, like, this function was pending for 1.5 years or 2. I told, whenever I go to Delhi, and if I come to Delhi, I will take at least 6 appointments, or 8 appointments in 3 days, 6 appointments in 2 days, 3 appointments in a day. That's the way how I work. I said, that time, somewhere, some slot, I'll give it to Army. Never say no to them. And how children pick up, I will tell you. My children, I want to give example, not because my children are great. All children are alike, and you will be undergoing what I underwent. Okay? My son came to me when he was 10 or 12 years old. He said, Amma, I want my birthday party in a 5-star hotel. I said, give me one reason. Why 5-star? Why not 4? Why not 3? Why not 2? Why not at home, which is 7-star? Okay? He said, no, one of my classmates did in 5-star. I said, he must have done. So one of your classmates fails. Do you want to fail? One of your classmates, rides a bike and comes. Do you want to do that? No, don't compare. I told him, never compare with anybody. You should compare only with yourself. Yourself. Last year, where did you celebrate your birthday? At home. This year, maybe in the courtyard. Okay, promotion. Then he was not happy. He argued with me. Oh, Amma, you are like that. Because the press is to sit and write how much wealth we have. Though I won't tell my children, we can't afford, I can't tell, because the press writes about me. He said, you can afford, but why you are not taking me? I said, okay, I will take you somewhere. After you seeing that, you come back and you tell me. I took him to one of the slum area where I was working. I told him, look, my child, here there are so many children in the slum. They are as bright as you are, maybe even brighter than you are. Just because they are born other side of the line, they don't have any privileges. Sanitary, drinking water, education, cleanliness. So, if you go and celebrate your birthday, which is going to come every year, You will spend maybe in those days, I was talking, maybe 15,000-20,000 rupees. If you celebrate, fruity used to get in olden days, fruity. Now, I don't know whether it's there or not. I said, I'll make samosa at home. We'll have fruity. We'll have one popsicle that is the ice cream kind. And celebration is nothing to do with money. It's the happiness of the mind. Call your friends. Let's have games at home. And no prizes. Because I always believe the moment you keep prize, then there becomes bad competition. This I learned when I was reading Greek mythology. Olympics in olden days was a game. And everybody, people who are fit, they should participate. Whosoever wins will get a crown of the leaves of the olive tree. That's all. Today, doping test, advertisement, then huge money involved. People burn their stomach due to tension. The joy of the game is gone. It's more of a prestige, more of a sheer competition. People go to any extent. So I always believed there are competitions, no prizes. Maybe later I tell the first prize will be Amma's book. He said, no, nobody will take Amma. So let's have no book. I showed them that if you save that 15,000-20,000 rupees, your 5-star hotel birthday party, you can educate 20 children here. For you, it may not be a big amount. For these 20 children, 1,000 rupees each means a lot. 2 or 3 dresses in life in that year. Now you are 12 years old. You are a big boy now. You are going to teenage next year. Let us have a dialogue. Is it acceptable to you that you will have a party, everybody will clap? Or you will have a samosa and fruity at home and nobody will clap, but 20 children are educated. You think it over. And after some time, he said, you are blackmailing, and he agreed. I said, it is fine, and this is this 1 year this technique, next year next technique. Okay, motherhood is not easy. It's not easy. Because you are creating a personality from a child to a man, from a child to a woman. It's a creating. And any creation is hard. Any creation is hard. Writing a story is easy, but creating good moral values to children is hard. When he was 18, he went abroad. And then he wrote me an email, actually. Today I remembered when I was in Parliament. He said, Amma, I don't know how much money I have with only press rights, but I never gave them a checkbook or a bank account number to them. It's always I kept under me. Even after 18, I did not give. I said, okay, let the time comes, I will give. You get married at that time, I will give. Fortunately, they did not get married at 18. Okay. I never gave. He said, Amma, I don't know how much money I have, but 13 people were martyr. They gave their life, became martyr, protecting Parliament, Parliament attack. I feel sorry for their families. Can you give each one of them 1 lakh? If I have that kind of money in my account. If not, from your account you put the remaining money. And that day, I said, I have passed the examination. Not, I am getting a gold medal. When I did my engineering, I got a gold medal. I got a silver medal. I got many medals. No, not those medals. When my child at 18 became sensitive for the country, sensitive for the Jawans who became martyr, for their family, he wants to give it. It was his first donation. And I have brought up my child in a proper way. I brought up my child in a proper way. Now I told Rohan, now you can have your checkbook. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. You have good value system. Whether you are married or not, let you have your checkbook. So all mothers here, I want to tell you, that is your examination day when your child will come out with a good values, respecting the country, respecting mother, and having ethical values. You have passed the examination. But it is not one day effort. It is 18, 16, 14 years effort. And only you have that power. And that's the reason it is called mother tongue, not father tongue. Because the mother is the nearest to the child. What she talks. It's not only her talk. What she thinks. What she does. Everything comes to the child. You are the best friend of your child. Everything is possible to buy except mother's love. It is unconditional, pure, is not on a sale. You are in that position. Be proud that you are a mother. And our ancestors are aware of that. So they wrote, Matrudevo Bhava, the first stanza in Kathopanishad. That is the stanza which Lord of Death, Yamadharma, tells Nachiketa, in this life I will give you 33 great stanzas, which if you follow, you will be always successful and peace at mind. Matrudevo Bhava is the first sentence. So be proud, be positive, give a lot of encouragement to your husband, and you together make a decision, yes or no, not you yes and he no, he yes and you say no, don't do that. These are the few things I wanted to share. I think I have talked a lot as usual. Kids, anybody would like to ask questions, because I have not addressed kids. Kids have different answers, different questions. Because I focus today on women, their separation from home, their responsibility, and the result of their hard work at the end of life.
Yes, we have a girl there.
Yeah. Please ask question. I will try to answer with
Hello,
my
ma'am.
limited knowledge.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Harshita Shantri from APS AWWA.
You raise your hand. Where are you, beta? There, she's right behind, at the edge. Okay. Tell me the question.
My question is which was the first book you read?
You know, as a child I used to write, but my first book came when I was 29 years old. I traveled on my backpack in America 45 years back. So that was my first book in Canada.
And ma'am, what's your inspiration?
Life is an inspiration to me. Life itself is so, ekauna chitrakara hai, ekauna chitrakar. So Bhadra Devi Chavan, I think. That poem, always it's in my mind. Life is the way you color it, the way you look at it. If you are pessimistic, always dark color. If you are enthusiastic, different colors. So life itself is inspiration to me. Thank you. One person, one question. Yeah, next.
We'll have a question from this portion of the audience now, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
My name is Sheba Varki. First of all, it's an honor to have an audience with you this evening. And I say this on behalf of everyone.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I'm also a teacher. I would just like to ask you two things today. First thing, as a teacher, it's been two decades plus that I've been teaching. How, as teachers, we can remain relevant to our students. And second thing, you seem to have cracked that one mantra where your whole personality says satisfaction with life. So how we can achieve that, and as a teacher, how we can be relevant.
Thank you. I want a glass of water. Yes, teachers have to be relevant. For that we have to read a lot. See, as a teacher, what I studied 20 or 50 years back, if I tell it, please sit down, it becomes irrelevant. We have to prepare every day. New subject. What are you teaching, ma'am? You take biology. Huh?
Chemistry both, ma'am.
Yeah, you have to read every day like a student first. So when I teach computer science, one class preparation will take 3 hours. And later I started traveling a lot. I realized that I can't prepare. Then I told them I want to resign. Because with half knowledge I cannot teach. And today, students are very smart. In my time, you read the book. Today, they go to Google and search. In case we are wrong, they make fun of us. Olden days, teachers were sarvajna. Okay, you are a teacher, you know everything. Today, it is not that. You are only guiding us. We will read by Google. We will read by Wikipedia. So, if you want to be relevant, if the children knowledge is 10, your knowledge should be 15. Then only you are relevant. Otherwise, you will not be. If your knowledge is 5, that unit is 10, you will fail miserably. Second thing about why I am content. Okay. Today for Madam Pandey, I gave a small gift. and I want to talk about it. This is like, there's a movie line, "A chudi nahi hai, mera dil hai." For me, similar kind. In 1996, I started Infosys Foundation, and I think that I've written a book by the name 3000 Stitches. All of you, it is not I'm selling my books here, please. Okay? My books are sold otherwise also. I wanted to work with sex workers, and I went to their adda. हमने बताया उनको हम मदद करेंगे, तो they threw chappals at me. Don't come. Next time I went, they threw rotten tomatoes at me. I cried, but my father said, "You got a promotion, chappal to tomato." He told me, "Beta, look at you. I was once upon a time young, I used to wear jeans and t-shirt, and I had a bobbed hair." He said, "If you look at your image in the mirror, you don't look like a normal Indian woman. And you go and talk to them, you are irrelevant to them. If they won't relate to you, you should be like a poor person, at least to relate in the same costume." Then I wore a sari of 80 rupees, tied my hair, put a Mangal Sutra. That became my costume 96 onwards. Because I'm doing work with the poorest of the poor people, they should relate to me. Okay? And if I don't wear Mangal Sutra, I'm working in a sex workers area, they think I ran away somebody. Okay, I may be somebody's wife or something. So they should not think. I worked with them for 18 long years. Very hard work. You make the change, by the time you come back, it's reversed. There's one project where every time there was a negative improvement. Okay. My father told me, he was a doctor and a professor, this is the oldest profession in the world. It's not like it is not like mantra danda, like magic wand, it will change. In your lifetime, if you can change 10 such people and rehabilitate them, I'll be very proud father. I gave birth to a daughter who could do the fundamental work. When he died of a heart attack, I could change only 7 or 8 people. I got a very good hand by the name of Abhay Kumar from Delhi, and he's from Bihar actually. Together we started working. Pimps got upset. They said I will throw acid at me. They want to break my knee. Then I took a police protection. After 4 or 5 years, I could see the improvement. Every time it was so hopeless, I said, let me stop it. Then I will say, no, never stop. You put your 100%, let's see what happens. I used to think when I'm alone, when reflecting my life, I used to think, daughter of a professor and a granddaughter of a school teacher, I never aimed in my life, I will make a lot of money. I will live in a big mansion. None of them were my ideas. I never lived also that way. Always I dreamt if I have more money, I will have a bigger library. That's all. And a scooter so that my husband doesn't drive. He can be pillion rider, I can drive. That's all is my aim. I never thought of money at all. And suddenly I got this jackpot, okay, money. I did not know what to do with that. I stay in the same house which I built 35 years back. Why 35? 35 years back. Before I got money, I have the same house even today. Because I'm not fond of all this. It depends on person to person. There's nothing right, nothing wrong. I used to think, why did I get this money? What is the real reason? Maybe I should go by first class airplane, chartered plane, stay in a 7-star hotel. But it never convinced me or made me happy. Then I started working with these sex workers passionately. It gave me great happiness. Very happy. I was very happy. I worked for 18 years, or even more than that, I think. And 3,000 of them were rehabilitated. Now I built a society for them, bought a bank, many things I did for them. And they became independent. They don't require my help now. Because there is a government scheme for them, I connected to that. They wanted to thank me. They call me in Kannada, Akka. Akka means sister. They said, Akka, we want to thank you. Actually, my father introduced me to them. She's my daughter, she's the school teacher. I told him, I can speak relatively 4, 5, 6 languages. I told my father in Marathi. Why? Because they won't understand. Why did you tell I'm a school teacher? I'm a college professor. I said, both are same. Only you man, young kids, they are you man, big kids, that's all. So they did not know Infosys software and all. It was so good for me. And they opened up with me and told why they became sex workers. Everyone has cried with me. That world is so different. It's entirely a different world. Their husbands have sold, their brothers have sold them, and they don't have faith with any man. And now I want to put them into a normal path. They called me to thank me, and they arranged a meeting like this. But here this is a posh meeting. Mine was an open meeting in a ground. Okay? All poor people. I'm their person. I don't mind, they won't mind. Or will bring their lunch. I will give them tea, coffee, and 2 biscuits and water bottle. That's all. 5,000 people. They said, Akka, talk to us something. They said, Akka, we want to give you. You have worked for me or for us for a long time. We threw chappals at you, we threw tomatoes at you. Now this is time we ask apologies, and you have helped us so much. Their children have become now nurses, conductors, police constables. Reasonable job, not very high end. It's okay, but they are living a good life. We want to thank you. So we want to send you Volvo air-conditioned sleeper bus, 1 sleeper ticket. Each one of us have put 100 rupees per head. It has become 3 lakhs. So we want to give you, then the other expenses are needed in 3 lakhs. We want to give you a sleeper AC bus ticket. Look at their innocence. I said, fine, you don't worry, I will come on my own. I went there, and they said, Akka, you should come on the stage and talk. They talked about me, how I helped, how they troubled me, then we came out, then we had a dialogue, how I gave them a new schemes, etc. Then they said, you should talk. I'm an extempore speaker. I always say I'm an extempore speaker because I tell truth. I don't have great memory power. If I lie once, I should remember, what I have lied to you. Then I should continue. I can't remember. Bestly tell truth. Truth is only one father. So easy to tell truth. And I tell my experience. I don't imagine and tell. When I tell my experience, there's only one dimension. I come on stage and I've choked. First time in public, I'm choked. I never ever, it has happened to me. I just choked. I said, my God, what to do? I had tears. I remembered my father. If you could do 10 people, I will be happy. I have done 3,000 people now. And suddenly, how Bhagavan Buddha was enlightened under Bodhi tree, I got enlightenment on the stage. Why this money was given to me? Why I was born? I was born for a cause. Not a great cause. For my own self, my own limited knowledge, it's a great cause. I was born for a cause because I did my engineering, and that's reason Infosys is alive today. I mean, Infosys started, not alive. Infosys started today. I could help my husband. Sorry, alive is not correct word. Infosys started because I was an engineer. I met a man who was unemployed. There is no money, and I married to him. Everyone said, foolish business, foolish decision. But I was wise because he was a man with a good value system, built Infosys and told you have to donate money. We got this money, hard work with the grace of God. Everything is like military, we have 3:30, 3:31, 3:34. You have timings. God made all those things for me to get this money, but he also told me, not for you. It is meant for those people who require your help. Without that, they will perish. So it was pre-planned, and which I was not aware. That moment, my wish list became 0. My wish list became 0. I was completely satisfied inside. No more desires in life. Give me sari, give me gold, give me this ticket. Let my son-in-law become this, daughter-in-law become. None of them. None of them. The only thing, God gave me money for a cause, and that cause I know, and I have achieved. When I go up, if God is there and he meets me, I am not scared. Oh God, you gave me a plate full of money, little knowledge, a compassionate heart, and I have served your children. So I have great satisfaction. This happened 7-8 years back. I have Nothing to ask in life. Nothing to say, if I get this, I'll be happy. There's nothing like that for me. If you recognize your passion, it may not be this. In my case, it was this. In your case, everybody's passion is different. You recognize your passion and you work for it. You may not get money. You may not get name. I was very fortunate. I got both. When I got a Padma Bhushan, I was walking from my seat. It takes 14 steps to reach Rashtrapati to get the award. I was thinking there are people who have worked harder than me, more intelligent than me. But these 14 steps told me, you are the lucky one, you could get this. There are people who may not get that. And 14 steps are my 34 years work. With the grey hair, seeing so many difficulties. So my passion, I realized, like there are people whose passion they realize very young age, like Mother Teresa. She realized very young age. I'm not that intelligent. I realized later. Realize your passion. You may or may not get reward, but your heart becomes contented. You'll have a good night's sleep. You're always smiling. Thank you. 5:15.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Murty. I know I have 4-5 questions. I know there are audience who wants to this thing, but there is paucity of time.
Okay, it's okay.
Paucity of time.
It's okay.
But we are richer because of your thoughts.
No, 1 minute, it may not be in your schedule, but I wouldn't mind to spend a little more time because it's hard for me to get time.
Yes.
I have come. Ask your questions. Ask your questions.
I'll give it to the audience. I think that's better.
Okay, better.
From the
Okay.
center panel, anybody would want it? Kokil, yeah.
Good evening,
Yeah.
Good evening,
Acha,
ma'am. My name is Karmanya.
Where are you? Where are you? I have to see.
Oh, acha, he's there.
There's a boy. There's a boy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm happy. Minorities you should respect, okay?
Ma'am, my name is Karmanya. Ma'am, I am actually a very big fan of your book, Grandma's Bag of Stories. So I wanted to ask that, are there any one of the stories based on a true event or something?
Are true or false?
They are true events.
True events, okay. Which book you have read? Depending on that, I will tell you. Tell me the book.
Ma'am, the
Grandma's Bags of Stories?
Yes, ma'am.
Grandma's Bag of Stories is a fictional plus real. That grandma is me. I.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Krishna is my granddaughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Anushka is my granddaughter. They are real names. Ajja is Mr. Narayan Murthy. Okay, they're all real.
Yes,
But the stories are unreal. They are imaginary. Because children I can't give real. Whereas 3,000 stitches, the day I stopped drinking milk, the old man and his God, wise and otherwise, how I taught my grandmother to read, here, there, everywhere. These 6 books are real. Real. There's absolutely no imagination, no fiction. The real life incident are those 6 books. Children, always imagination. Once upon a time, there was a king, which is not real, no?
Yes.
So, but the characters are real. Like Krishna, Anushka, me, all are real. And that is the way how I tell stories to my grandchildren. They are all real.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Vanshika, and I am a college student. I'm studying psychology at LSR right now. And ma'am, one thing that I want to ask you is, as a woman, what are the challenges that you have faced reaching the level where you are? For instance, being a CEO and being a man, if I am a father, if I am married, it doesn't get to my head at all. No one cares if I am married, if I am a father, if I have children and I am a man. I can reach my success ladder will not stop after marriage. But for most of the women, that becomes the case. Even if they are in the career, they're not able to reach that top position. Why is that so, and how exactly do you think your case differed, because of which you are where you are right now?
Because I accept reality. It is not that I became what I am 35 years back. When my children were young, I left my job. I was a housewife. I will teach in college. When first 3 years I did not teach anywhere, only with children, playing games with them. And my son went to kindergarten, then I started teaching 3 hours in college. When he went to high school, I started teaching 5 hours, but 3 times a week, not even more than that, because I have to sit with them. Father is not there, the children fall sick, he broke his arm, the child is having fever, all, and mother-in-law was old. So I will work only 3 days a week. When both children went abroad, Then I started working full-time. When mother-in-law passed away, I started working overtime. Because the old lady was at home, I have to come back, and all those things. So, depending on different stages of life, I have changed my job, my work, and never felt bad about it. Because many times my students became my bosses. The students whom I taught in 98 batch, by the time I started full-time, they became CEOs, okay? Oh, look at them, look at my colleagues, look at my students, they are CEOs, and look at me, I'm part-time lecturer, I'm a full-time lecturer. I have accepted that life, because being a mother and being a father, both are different. Being a mother is much more responsible, much more, much more demanding job. You can't have two demanding careers at the same time unless there is a 100% support from the family and husband. Your husband and your family, work with you, then you can make. But it is very hard. Behind every successful woman, there is an understanding man. Please remember. Okay? Unless your husband is understanding, you cannot reach the top. Unless your family is supporting, you can't reach for a woman. The rules for a man is different. Okay, if the man is reaching, woman will give everything. If the woman is reaching at home, the reverse is not that easy. But it is possible. But I have taken smaller jobs initially, bigger job later, and highest job, at 73, becoming a member of the parliament.
Good evening.
If you have a mindset, for learning, there is no age bar.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Dr. Anjali Singh, interning at Military Base Hospital, Delhi, Kant. Ma'am, we know about your contributions towards the community. I aim to play my part towards the community, and I would like to take this opportunity to know your views on importance of healthcare among women, because we know that they go through various changes throughout their life, and because of their family, their love and indulgence in the family, their health is very often overlooked. So I would like to know your views upon it, and so that you can enlighten our audience as well. Thank you.
Yes, it's an age-old, please sit down. It's an age-old problem. Mother will eat at the end. Whatever is left over, I've seen even my house, my mother was a housewife, and she used to cook, and suddenly my father will bring 4 guests, his students. Then my mother will say, okay, let them eat, I will eat later. She will postpone. All these things happen. Nothing unusual, okay? Now, how to do that? Now, a little bit of planned life is better. Little bit of planned life, okay? Second thing, I consider this, I'm sure men may get upset because I'm always taking woman's side. Men should help in the kitchen, I always feel. That makes a lot of difference to a woman's life. Men never come to the kitchen. Oh, what is there? Even though you have a cook at home, I will tell you, call 10 people. Even though you have cook at home, you have to have ingredients at home, no? Even though I'm sure many people will have a domestic help, but you have to supervise that, no? You have to supervise. So, when men come to the kitchen, they understand the difficulties of a woman, and life will be much more planned. Again, it depends on the economic status also, because poorer the section, women are neglected more. So we have a lot more government schemes are there now. Health checkup is there, pregnancy checkup is there, and you get a free ration is there. And a woman herself should understand, if I fall sick, the whole house will collapse. I tell all women, you look after husband, you look after your children, look after your mother-in-law, you look after yourself also. It is actually I feel it's more important than those, because if you fall sick, the house will collapse. If your husband is sick, the house will still continue. If the child is sick, the house will continue. Mother-in-law is sick, it will continue. But suppose you are bedridden, then nobody will do. So, to some extent, women should understand their importance in a man's life, in a family life. Okay? They always think, somehow chalta hai. No, it is not true. Somehow nahi chalega. So, when I used to cook, I used to do my food separate first. My quota separate. Okay? Then remaining I will share. Because if I fall sick, nobody will give me roti, no. Everybody will eat and, oh, fantastic lunch, and they will go away. So, make more rotis, even though it remains, it's okay. But my quota, I keep my thali separate first. then serve everybody. Because I have to get ready for the next day. Be practical. Next day I have to get ready. People who eat will not even lift their plate. They will go home and sleep. They will go to their rooms. I have to, lift the plates as well. So I should require more strength. So let me eat properly and better food. Okay? Thank you. On a lighter note.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that really, really wonderful session, Mr. Murthy. I would now like to...
I'm not telling that you should not give your children better food. You also eat good food and they also should eat good food. You make the same good food for everybody. That's all I want to tell.
Good evening, ma'am.
You don't have to buy one sari or one lehenga. You reduce that, but eat good food, healthy food. That's what I want to tell. Instead of too much of oily food, too much of sweets, better you eat healthy food, and all of you should eat healthy food. Yes, beta. Who is that? Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Tell me.
Ma'am, I'm Trisha from Army Public School, Delhi Cant. Heartiest congratulations for your membership into the Rajya Sabha. My question is, would being a Rajya Sabha member, would it give you a better opportunity to influence other members and make better policy making for welfare of women?
I really do not know. Today only I have become member. How do I know? Which I do not know, I cannot comment. Let me go. It's a 6-year term. Let me go and understand, talk to people. But definitely I will care for women. That is there. I will care for women.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any health checkup, anything related with the women issues, all those things I really want to care. How much I will be effective, that we will see. But I really want to get into that subject.
Thank you.
Please remember when I talk, little bit of sense of humor I add, and it is not exactly the way it is, okay? Thank you. Otherwise it becomes so boring, I have seen people give sermon after sermon, and if there is no humor, at least I used to sleep. Yeah.
No, we had a good time here.
Thank you.
And it was really insightful and enriching. Thank you so much.
I told Mamta. Mamta said 4 to 5. I said, Mamta, don't be stingy. It's okay. Once in a while I go there. Let them ask. It's okay. What I can do, I can do. So is there any other question? You ask. It doesn't matter. One more question you can.
We have other things to show you.
Yeah, it's okay. Take one more question. It's okay. Yeah. Yes, kid. Any kid wants to ask.
Kid.
Ma'am, I'm Tanishka Singh, a student of class 8th. My question to you is, what do you feel is that one quality that helped you reach success? The one quality that you possess.
I know, I got it. Resilience. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Please.
Kokil has been wanting to speak.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear. I'm a teacher. It's a true story.
I know that. And teaching is a passion so much that they wanted to hear it again and again. He read it so many times. Comes the summer vacation, and I'm, as a PGT English, is expected to give good assignments and projects to my students. And the project I give is, this I'm talking about more than 20 years back, ma'am. The project I give, make a scrapbook, paste the pictures of your grandparents, come back, tell me what you taught them. So through the story, I just wanted to share this with you. I don't know how many grandparents, how many uncles and aunties have learned so much from that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm really happy about it. And, I have a batch of, there's a batch of 25 years batch is there. Whomsoever I meet in the airport, they say, ma'am, I've read your book. I said, in school. I said, how I taught my grandmother. He said, how come you know? I said, you're all CBSE syllabus, same book. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. May I now request Mrs. Archana Pandey, President AWWA, to please come up on stage and felicitate our guest of honor.
I don't need. You people do so much work. That's enough for me. I enjoy talking to people, talking to students. Each person is a book. for your organization, if you are buying a sewing machines or something, I would like to give 5 lakhs rupees to your organization. Or children education. The best cause is to help people who require. That's all I do not know. My office will contact you, give me the details, because it is always a joy for me to give. Actually, I enjoy giving money to any armed force. For me, and every year I want to give something. So this is what I.
Thank you very much for your generosity. A very good evening to all of you. In fact, it was so insightful, and it was, we are so delighted and honored to have Mrs. Sudha Murty with us today. This has been, we were planning this for so long, and we are so happy we could, finally see her here with us. And thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. And on behalf of our association, that is Army Vice Welfare Association, I express my heartfelt gratitude for gracing us with your presence here today. Your words have been truly inspiring and enlightening for us. And you have also given us a whole new perspective about, how to look at life and live life for your satisfaction. So I really don't want to get into the formalities, but still I would want to say that being what a multifaceted personality that you are, your resolve and devotion has left an indelible mark in diverse domains. You have not only been a true achiever, but in your individual capacity, but also a pillar of support and strength to all your family members. Your nomination as a member of parliament is a testament of your service and contribution to the nation. Truly, you stand as an icon of inspiration, embodying the spirit of Nari Shakti. Your journey symbolizes how women can navigate diverse roles, like we just heard Mrs. Sudha Murty, handling multiple responsibilities at home and excelling in every endeavor that you decide to undertake. Your tireless efforts towards social causes reflect a deep-rooted commitment and compassion towards helping positively and making a difference in others' lives. You have touched so many lives of countless peoples and organizations, and even Army Vice Welfare Association is one of them. You have donated generously to AWWA last year, and for that, the welfare of the Army families, we have been utilizing that amount for various causes. You would have seen in the little video that we have shown you today. I think your legacy is a beacon on how to pursue one's dreams passionately and fearlessly. There is so much for all of us to learn and imbibe from you. Dedication, commitment, passion, and more importantly, simplicity and humility. These are certainly some attributes and takeaways for us from today's talk that we heard. Once again, I extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to you for your presence here amongst us. Your words will continue to resonate in our minds and inspire us to become a woman of substance in our future. Thank you so much for being here.